This is Ricky Harbor with Subsite Electronics. I'd like to spend the next few moments showing you how to go through the menu on the UtiliGuard Standard and Advanced transmitter. It is a simple menu, but prior to getting into the menu, let's talk about the 4 buttons that are on the front of the display. On the transmitter, you have the on-off button, which also controls your volume, and you have the power level button, which also gets you into the menu. Your frequency up and down button allows you to select frequencies by scrolling up or scrolling down through those frequencies. Now you notice I mentioned that these 2 buttons had dual functions. To activate the function that's located inside the button, it's simply a short press. For example, if I just short press, you'll notice that I turn the speaker on and off. With the power level, short press will raise my power level output of my transmitter. I'm going to go ahead and take it back down. If I long press either one of these, long pressing this one will turn it off. We're going to leave it powered on for now so that I can go through the menu. And if I long press this one, extended press, it gets me into the menu. And just like on the UtiliGuard receivers, the very first menu item is the frequency selection. So if I go into there, we will see that we have several frequencies. Some are checked, some are not. If I see a frequency that I would like to have the capability of using in my transmitter, I will simply go in there and select it. If I want it turned off, I can simply press the same button and it will uncheck or disable that particular frequency. Our next menu item is our settings. On my backlight, it gives me the ability to turn the backlight on or off. I also have the ability to select how long that backlight stays turned on. Default is 5 seconds. But you got a selection of 10, 20, or 40 also to choose from. Our next selection is our output. Both the standard and the advanced units have direction enabled capabilities. For more information on how to utilize that, please watch the video on direction enabled on how to enable and utilize that feature. 12-watt transmitters do not have the capability of transmitting a full 12 watts all the time. You have to go in there into the menu and physically turn it on to be able to utilize that. Otherwise, your output max is about 7 watts when you're utilizing the power level. And then you have your dual output feature. With your dual output feature, you have your leads with the 3 wires, the black, the white, and the red, the black being your ground. And then you've got the white and the red output leads. You have the ability to select between those leads as to which one you want the signal going out on. That gives you the ability to hook to 2 different utilities, trace one out, and then remotely change the transmitter and trace the other back. This feature is only found on the advanced unit. Our meter, we always like to encourage everybody to use the advanced feature simply because that gives you the ability to constantly monitor the resistance of your line. By looking at your line resistance, that gives you a good indication as to how good of signal you're able to put down it. If it's less than 500 ohms, it's going to be an excellent line. You shouldn't have any problems locating that line. If it's up to about 5,000 ohms, it's still locatable. It's a fair line. You should be able to locate it. You may have to use a little bit higher frequency to go down the line, but shouldn't be a problem. But if you're over 10,000 ohms, that locate's going to be problematic, and you may need to look at are you having grounding issues, either with your ground stake or with the utility not being grounded properly itself. It may tell you that you need to go to the other end and try from the other end as well. So those are the three key line resistance measurements that you should keep in mind. The next one, on the advanced unit only, is your communication. Gives you the ability to link your transmitter to your receiver. If you're having problems with your transmitter and receiver not communicating, first thing I would check on both those units would be to ensure that the radio is turned on. Sometimes a lot of times it goes out of the factory with it defaulted in the off position. So be sure to look and see that your radio is turned on to ensure that you got communication. And then you can go to the video on how to link the transmitter and receiver to be able to do that. Our next one is our options. This is where we can go in and select the particular language. We have many different languages in there, but everything's in the same position, just like on the receiver. So if somebody accidentally goes in and switches language on you, as long as you're comfortable with the menu, you can go back in and go back to this spot and get it back into the language of your choice. Defaults, it's just like it says. We'll set it back to the factory defaults. We're going to cancel because I don't want to change my settings. Your shutdown timer, the factory default is 2 hours, but you also have the selection of 4 hours, 8 hours, or always on. And then, both on the standard and advanced units, is the fault mode. When you're using the A-frame accessory with the receiver, you need to ensure that you put the transmitter in fault mode so that you're able to find that fault without any issues. And you simply do that by highlighting fault mode and hitting your select button. And then the last menu item is our system info. It's going to give us our application version or our software version. Right now we're at version 8. It's going to give us our build date as well as our model number, serial number, how many hours this unit has on it. So if you have any additional questions, just feel free to contact your local dealership. Thanks for watching the video. Hope to see you on a future one.